Okay. Good to go. Thank you.
Been playing golf?
Yeah. Flew down here to play golf this weekend.
Alright.
A lot colder up where I am.
Where are you from?
In Maryland.
Maryland, okay. That's golfing in between the snow, no?
Oh yeah.
Almost.
I played in 30 degrees before I came down here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The ground was frozen. I couldn't put a tee in the ground.
That is so weird. Like, how do you, jeez. Like in a winter jacket, how can you swing even in...
Yeah, well, that was like right after that freeze came through. And so the freeze came through and it was like -10. And so being outside in that, and then when it warmed up to 30, I was like, oh, it's not that bad out here. So I went out on the golf course. And it wasn't that, I mean, just, you know, it's kind of relative, right? Like, so, but...
Well, I call that fanatic. Like, extremely so. Go and play golf at 30 degrees. Alright. Are you a professional golfer?
Oh no, far from. I just love it.
I just love it, wow.
Yeah.
Timothy, do you mind if I record our ride for my YouTube channel?
Not a problem.
Oh, thank you. I'll give you my card.
YouTube channel, okay.
Yeah. You gotta try things in life, no? I just started a couple of weeks ago, so it's not much yet, but it's growing. I'm publishing. And I'm enjoying doing it, yeah.
What times of the day do the best content
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't drive in those hours to get the best content. Because all the drunks are after 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm long home.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's actually true though. The people that go out and that are lit, so to speak, you know, that's indeed in the evenings. And probably not in Naples though. You gotta drive from Miami for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I went out on a little bar district down there where that cigar bar lounge thing is down in Naples. And
oh, the Blue Hawaii or something?
I think that's yeah. And it was like a cigar bar, but it was like kind of like a club. I mean,
it's a club, yeah, but it's open on the sides, right? Yeah.
And it got a little wild down there for Naples.
Yeah, that's true. There's a few places, not too many, but I mean, if you look at Miami and all the clubs over there, it's just like a non-stop circus.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
This dies down after midnight, 1 a.m. I think like Naples is like quiet and closed down.
No, this is 4 days, well 5 days away, but 4 days in a row of golfing, so my body's tired now.
Not bad.
I don't,
But so is this like a tournament or something?
No, not at all. This is me by myself.
A hobby.
Yeah, a hobby, coming down here and playing.
And so, and then what kind of average do you do? Like, or how do golfers talk about their scores?
Usually you're either above 100.
What does that mean if you're above 100? So I'm a complete no-no.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to golfing.
You're so above 100 is so golfing starts at par.
All right.
And what par is the number of shots you get to finish the course.
Right.
And anything above par is, you know, worse, I guess. It's always worse, but below par is better. So the lower the score, the better you are.
Right.
And then golfers are usually divided into categories, or average golfers are divided into categories of above 100, 90s, 80s. And then if you're in the 70s, you're considered what's called like scratch golfer. And that's like the level right before professional.
Okay, but so 100, that means that the course is set to 100 swings.
The course is set to 72, and it takes
Always.
you 100.
Oh, it's 18 holes.
18 holes, and it's usually set between 70 and 72. Most golf courses are usually set between 70 and 72
par.
for par.
And so then if you're 100, then you're lagging 30 swings
Right.
for a course.
Yeah,
So to
roughly. If you're right at 100, you are 28 over par usually.
But that means that if you're on par,
Mhm.
then that's when you start becoming a professional.
That's when you get in the conversation. If you can shoot that, the professionals shoot that all the time.
Oh,
Right?
amazing.
Every time they go
Yeah.
out, they shoot that or lower.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes on their bad days, they may shoot just above, right?
Wow.
But if let's say for me, if I, in 10 years, I keep playing and one day I shoot a 72,
Uh-huh.
right? That at that point, I would probably be averaging, like when I go out, in the 70s. I might be 79, 78, and then I have a good day and I shoot a 72, right? And so like for me right now, I'm in the 100s. I am 100 to 105. On a good day, I'll shoot in the 90s.
Now that sounds to me like you're a complete loser. Because here, this is the goal is 70.
Yeah.
You're managing 90
Yeah.
on a good day.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm a complete loser.
No, you're not. I'm sure you're not. Probably,
But-
I'm a 300 probably.
Right, but it's so the percentage wise, I believe, I think it's something like 40% of golfers will shoot in the 100s.
Right. Oh, now you're talking.
And then so you'll beyond that 40% only. So then a percentage will get into the 90s, and I think to get into the 80s, if you shoot in the 80s, I think you're in the top 20% of
Wow.
of all golfers. If you shoot in the 80s.
Oh, you're way above.
And then if you shoot par, you are in the top 1%
Wow.
of all golfers.
I had no clue that par was such a difficult thing to reach.
Oh God,
actually.
yeah.
And it sounds like an impossibility, and it sounds so amazing what these guys are doing now suddenly.
Right. So when you watch those guys on TV, you go out here, the course I just played, and the best golfer, out there beats the crap out of everybody, maybe shooting in the 70s, 75. They wouldn't even make it onto the TV when you watch those guys on it. They're not even in the same stratosphere as those guys.
Yeah.
And so it's so many levels to this, to golf.
So is Tiger your like one of your role models maybe, or because I just
I'm not a role model.
not a role model. Oh, good point. No, we don't want to start crashing cars and all of that. No.
But no, Tiger, he was amazing to watch, and
even for people who don't play golf,
mhm.
that guy was amazing to watch.
Yeah, he was amazing to watch.
Yeah.
And so yes, I think he did, get me into golf.
But also because golf is typically an old white guy's game kind of thing. He comes this young black guy with a lot of charisma, I would say, and a lot of good talk. And then you go like, wait, what's happening here? And then you switch on the TV. You want to watch a guy like that. And then he swings like the crap out of everybody else.
Yeah.
I love a story like that.
Right.
That was just amazing. And just for that charisma, for that story, there was a period in my life where I watched golf quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he brought so many people to the sport. Like he did bring me
and for
to
you
it.
too, you said, yeah.
And I mean, and you think about it like that too. Like he won the Masters by, I think it was between 15 and almost 20 strokes, like beating the best golfers in the world by, almost what I'm shooting. It's like they were shooting against me, and in beating me the way they would beat me.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And he beat them like that. I mean, that's just crazy, you know. And so when those people come about, you know, your Tigers, your Jordans, your Gretzky's, and things like that,
Yeah,
like those
yeah,
types
yeah.
of guys, like
It's a once in a lifetime
Right.
kind of person that you see.
right,
Like Messi with soccer.
right.
And then God bless him, Pele, who just passed away. Sad story, but well, we all go. But yeah, those were the days. Eh? How's he doing now, Tiger? I haven't been following
I
him.
think he just played recently,
he came
but
back.
he's I mean, you know, he got
He's
in that
injured,
accident
right?
and broke
Right.
his leg, and
Right.
you know, it's just not going to be the, you know, not going to be the same after
Same
that,
anymore.
because golf is, the swing is so much, you know, torque through your hips, and
Oh, is it?
and you know, you think about it like, oh, it's in your arms, but no,
Yeah.
the whole swing is through your hips
Oh,
and
really?
your torso. And you know, if he can't generate that on a consistent basis like he was, and you know, you won't see the same Tiger that you saw before. And he's got a limp right now and everything, so
Because of the accident.
yeah.
That's sad.
I mean, the accident, the multiple surgeries, the knee replacement, the back surgery, like, you know, for him to even play at a professional level at this point is still a marvel.
Yeah, right.
Considering, you know, all of the trauma that he's put his body through.
And so, did that trauma happen because of the golf? Because of the style that he plays or so? Or the way that he...
Yeah.
It's too much strain on his body?
Yeah, the original thing, the knee replacement, he wore his cartilage out on his lead knee. Because of the way that he swings and the torque that he has to put through that. And then there's sways, or what we call back bends, and he was one of the best at it, but it puts a lot of pressure through your lower back. And he ended up having to get a fusion of his lumbar spine, and so he had to change his swing around in order to, you know, not put so much pressure on that stuff. And you know, he just wasn't the same after that.
Wow. I guess once you're in top sport and that becomes your income, but also your lifestyle, that is so difficult to just not do that anymore. You continue until your body breaks.
Oh yeah.
The mind over the body, and so the body cannot follow where the mind wants to go. This kind of thing, you know. Yeah, sort of sad. Is his son also playing?
Yeah, his son looks just like him. Yeah, on the course and everything, swings just like him, mannerisms.
Oh, really?
So
is he as good as him?
I mean, that's the thing. It's a shame to, you know, put that type of pressure on a kid.
Right.
But his son is really good.
He's really good.
You know, is anybody ever going to be good like Tiger?
Right.
Probably not. Like, you know, until maybe another one. But for the chances of it being his son, you know,
I mean, the whole world's gonna put a spotlight on that kid.
Right. Like
and say, hey, okay, show us. Right. They want to see it.
Because that's the bar now. His bar can't be, you know, the best college player in the world.
Right.
His bar can't be the best amateur in the world. It's best player in the world. If you're not that, then who are you?
Right.
And
which is not fair.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
You know.
But
you know, it's very few. Like I mean, like in racing, right? Dale Earnhardt Jr. I don't know if you ever followed NASCAR, but here, Dale Earnhardt is probably was the best NASCAR racer ever. Right. Before, oh man, got it, just retired. But Dale Earnhardt Jr., his son, you know, he came up in carried the same name and all of that stuff, and he was pretty good, you know. But and I thought he carried himself well for carrying that name. He won some races, won some big ones, but never on that level. Like all in all, he was a great racer, but never as good as the greatest.
But it also happens the other way though, because like talking about racing, Max Verstappen, who's Dutch, or I'm Dutch, so I follow him. His dad was a very good Formula One racer, but never really won races, wasn't exceptional. But then he raised his son with everything that he knew, and his son was just blowing everybody else off the field, you know?
Yes.
And it's thanks to the fact that the kid grew up in such a racing environment, and that was so good for him. Right?
Yes.
And I could see that happen with the son of Tiger. That kid has the best teacher in the world.
But that's
and then
that's
you
different.
grow up in the life of golf.
But that's different though. Like, okay, Verstappen's dad was a good racer on the Formula One circuit.
Right.
But Max Verstappen didn't have to grow up. Like, are you going to be the best in the world? As that the best in the world did not have to be his bar, his floor.
That's what's happened to Schumacher,
right? Right.
Schumacher's son does not reach the same bar. Yeah.
Right. Imagine Lewis Hamilton's son, like having, like it's or now if Verstappen keeps going the way he is, imagine his son.
Right.
You know, having because I mean, Verstappen? I think didn't he set a record or something for the amount of points he beat people by this year?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Like, Jesus. I went to a Formula One race in.
Oh, you did?
In
Miami?
South of France.
South of France.
Not the Monaco, but
it's with these
the other
blue lines on the circuit.
Yeah, it's up in the mountains off of Versailles. Not Versailles, off of Marseille. It's right outside of Marseille. We went this year.
Wow, nice.
And I like Formula One. I lived 2 years in Spain when I was in the military. And so, but yeah, so we'll go.
So you went also to Formula One races in Barcelona?
I didn't make it, and that was my thing. I wanted to go to one when I left Spain. I never made one, so I was like, I'm coming back, and I'm gonna, go to one. Yeah. So we'll pick another race next season and go to it.
You're not gonna see the one here in Miami. Aren't they gonna also drive in Las Vegas? I think they're gonna do an extra race this year in the U.S.
So they have Austin and Miami, right?
Austin, Miami, and then I think Las Vegas is going to be added to that. Not sure though, but so how's the sound now of Formula One? Is that still amazing, or
the sound?
Because I once saw a race in the 90s, and what blew me away, that was in Belgium, and what blew me away was the sound of the race cars.
Yeah. Oh, they're loud.
Screaming.
Yes.
Oh, they still are.
They stay loud now. It's different. Like Lewis Hamilton's is kind of like a screaming loud, and then Verstappen is kind of like a roaring loud, and then
So
like the other cars is different because I think Verstappen is like a hybrid.
They're all hybrids.
They're all hybrids,
but they do have different engines, or I mean like builds. So yeah, they do sound a little different.
I was surprised that the main difference between a lot of the cars sounded different.
Funny.
But yeah, they were loud.
Oh, you sure are into sports, eh? So can I ask, what do you do?
I'm an orthopedic surgeon.
Orthopedic surgeon.
Yeah.
So that is like knees and things
bones,
like that.
muscles, joints, all the Tiger's injuries. I do all of that stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You look young though for a surgeon.
Thank you.
I mean, I was expecting like maybe assistant surgeon or something like that. But you do surgery. Oh, look at that. That's sweet.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, you don't see too many of those. Wow. You should try to follow him.
Yeah. Yes, I do surgery. I was a surgeon in the military before doing getting out and having my own company.
Thank you for your service, Sir Deputy.
Yeah, no problem.
Where did you serve?
Most of my time was in Virginia, but also in California and in Spain.
You were then part of the medical team?
Yes.
Doing surgeries as well?
Yeah, and one tour in Afghanistan.
You did? How was that?
Never want to go again, but it was eye-opening in a lot of ways. Very much. I got a peace tattoo on my back after getting back from Afghanistan. A lot of things you never want to see again.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Well, again, thanks for your service. Just thanks to people like you that we're a free country.
Yeah, that's what we tell ourselves. Yes, you know. I don't know. We were in the middle of the desert in Afghanistan, and you know, I think they considered themselves free too before we rolled over there.
The people are living there.
Right. It's like, I mean, they don't recognize any government. They don't recognize any, you know, governing body. But that's also why, you know, a group like Taliban can come in and basically rule them too. So, but if they don't, then they just mind their business and farm their land, grow their opium and marijuana, because that's all it grows.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a livelihood. And so then here the Americans come, and I'm sure that they were not receiving you with open arms.
No, it was a very weird dynamic and a difficult thing to pull off. You know, you're thinking about like you know, our goal over there to win the hearts and minds of the people, and you know, and so you don't want to do anything to make the people upset, right? And so our Marines, you know, you ask our Marines over there for the rules of engagement, and they are not allowed to fire upon anyone unless they are first fired upon.
Jeez.
Right? So you can see an enemy with a weapon.
You're not allowed to engage.
They can't engage. They can point the weapon at you. You can't engage.
Wow.
They have to fire the weapon, and then you can engage.
Oh, that's extreme.
Right? And so you think about that in one hand, right? Like, and you were asking 18-year-old Marines to follow those rules of engagement. But then I'll take it to another hand here. Our police officers can't follow. We can't make rules of engagement for that.
Right.
You know, where people get killed all the time and they don't even have a weapon. Right, but that was a weird dynamic for me when I was over there, to kind of hear that and hear the Marines complain about the rules of engagement, and you know, they were like, I could have, you know, because I'm taking care of them when they get injured and they get hit.
Yeah, I heard those
and
stories,
you know, they're saying I could have, Doc, I could have got him, but you know, he hadn't fired yet. But I saw him, you know, I was watching him.
Yeah.
So.
But then he shot first.
Yeah.
And then he's on your tail. Yeah, that's crooked, right?
But I mean, but you know, all it takes when you're in that conflict, you can be good for, you know, a year and nothing happens. But then as soon as somebody kills an innocent person, that whole year we're back to square one.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Right? Like it's so, it was kind of, I don't know, it was a difficult situation to, you know, be in.
There's something that cannot be won, I think, in the long run. But then when I see what's happening now in Afghanistan with the women, that is just so sad too, you know. Yeah. That's because that is what the Americans did accomplish. There's a lot of freedoms also for the women and some justice and partial democracy in the country that is just ruled by by Islam, basically. And now they're back to square one also.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't really speak on the stuff up north. I wasn't up there. The northern, you know, place Kabul, the more you know, civilized places, I guess, more built up places that recognize government and things like that. I was down south in the more farm country and desert area, so I guess I think the war looked different down where we were than it did up
in
the cities as well. So, but I hear they, you know, they did good things for them while they were there.
Why did this war get started anyway? Didn't it last 20 years or so? Was that 2001?
Right. Yeah.
9/11 bombings. That's why it got started.
That's when we went into Afghanistan, and then right after the World Trade Center, and then it pivoted to Iraq, and then we went focused back in Afghanistan. But who knows the real reasons for everything?
Right. Amen to that, brother. All right, here we are. But this was an enlightening conversation for me. I learned a lot about golf. Right? And about Afghanistan, for that matter. Yeah, these trips are too short. You're an interesting person.
Well, thank you. And
enjoy your time here at the beach, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, before I get on the plane.
Exactly, before you go. Oh, you're going to the plane today?
Yeah, 6 o'clock flight.
All right, good luck, man. Yeah, nice talking to you.
You have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye bye. Oh, jeez. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me.
That's all right. Yeah.
All right, man. You look a little bit like the guy that we just talked about, Tiger. No? All right, man. Okay. Can you believe that? That I just drove away with this? Jeez, Mark. No tip from this guy then. Well, it was a great conversation. Thank you, Timothy.